what's up, guys? Welcome to the second episode of Shades of Tone with yours truly, Tone Motivates. So let's hop right into it. Today, I would like to discuss convenience, complacency, and cornballery. I know that's probably a word that I made up, but in 2022, I'm seeing that it's a lot of people that's simply together because of what they can provide for each other. It's not on love. It's not on, commitment. It's more so because y'all going to have on these bills and all that stuff. And I simply cannot get jiggy with it. I cannot get jiggy with it. Like, it makes me cringe even to really discuss it because I feel like, you're eventually not going to be happy. It's something that you're not going to like about that person. And things like that, being materialistic and worrying about finances, that's not a solid foundation for you to be able to get through hard times together. If you're simply going half on stuff, you're typically roommates. That's how I look at it. So convenience and complacency come in different ways between relationship, work, and your level of happiness is connected to the convenience you have in your life. So like with work, what are you at your job? What is it that you do? Why are you there? Is it because of money, flexibility? Do you genuinely love what you do? So for example, you might work at a travel position, but be paid salary. So you consistently don't see what you put out as far as hours to pay ratio, but you do get to travel around the world, stuff like that. So you might love to travel, and because of that, you took that position, but you see that with all of the hours that you might be working, it kind of doesn't balance out for you as far as your work-life balance, the money that you're bringing home, as far as the hours that you put out and stuff like that. Now, you could be making 100K at this job. People will literally fight you to have this position, but if you aren't happy, does any of that matter? When we work for corporations, we are an expense. We're dispensable. It's as simple as removing the position or replacing us, right? So I want to know, guys, what's your goals? What could you do to bring in revenue that belongs to you and your mission? How long would you work towards someone else's dreams and goals? Because remember, everything that we work for when working for corporations or working for other people, we're working towards that person's mission. We're working towards what that person wants. But do we ever really just sit and say, all right, these are my goals. This is what I had planned. Even if it's not anything new or that's come to mind recently, what about when you were younger? What were your goals? What did you want to do? With life happening, what got away from you? To me, it seems that people that's not in convenient relationships tend to do exactly what they want in life. So we typically know these people. It's our single girlfriends, our homies, and they're always hopping planes. They're here and there. They're doing the most. They literally live life like by the skin of their teeth. They'll decide today that they're going to go somewhere tomorrow and have their tickets and everything booked by tonight. If you come in, let's go. If not, oh well. And they seem happy, you know what I mean? And for the most part, they probably are. They get to live in all of their glory. They don't really have to worry about others and stuff like that. So, sometimes when we're in relationships, we look at our single friends like, damn, I want that. And sometimes they look at it the same way. We both can envy each other for different reasons, but a lot of the times we don't see what it is that goes on behind the scene. Now, if a couple is together because of convenience, eventually, would that person resent their significant other? Would they be able to move out and live separately and still want to be with the other party? Now, I've asked people these questions as well, and it's like, of course, the answer is probably going to be different if they're actually with their significant other versus you asking them and they're by themselves. But I've seen this. I've seen people be together for years. They don't even sleep in the same room. They're literally just existing because they don't know how to make it or survive on their own. Not necessarily that they can't, but they're uncomfortable with it. And instead of going into the unknown, they rather be miserable with the known. And, I want to say that I'm a little obnoxious when it comes to that because I refuse to wrap my head around it. I grew up in a household with a single mom. She did what she had to do for 4 girls. And, almost every relationship she was in, they proposed and all of that. And she would leave a mofo in a minute. If you're not doing what you got to do for her kids, if y'all are not on the same level or agreeing to the same things, it's a no for her. Because at the end of the day, we came first and she had to look out for all of us. And, she put us first a lot. But she just wasn't beat for just the convenience or the complacency of it. She wanted to know that, you were going to be there through and through. And, sad to say, my mom is still single today. So I do think sometimes was she a little too hard? Was she a little too unwilling to sacrifice or meet halfway? That's something that I won't know. I do talk to her a little deeper, as you get older and you're an adult. It's stuff that your parents talk to you about that you might not have understand when you were younger. But that is something that I'm going to ask her. And I'll make sure to bring that back to you guys on another episode. So what I don't get is why people become complacent in simply adding to foundations or other people's foundations, I should say, instead of building them from ground, So why isn't it my foundation? You have a foundation and collectively we have our foundation instead of, he has money, so I'm going to move in with him. He going to pay all the bills because I'm moving in with him. I'm going to use his car, all that extra stuff. But when you come, you're just adding to their table, but you leave with nothing. You know what I mean? Now, I'm the type of woman, bump your table. We can meet up at my place, at my table, and you can bring whatever you want to bring. I have the table, the house, whatever, whatever it is that I want from my significant other, I try to reflect that, So I don't judge people. I do understand that everybody has their journey and what they're doing, but at my age, I don't have time to be playing around with nobody that's not sure of what they want. Because a lot of the times when you're not sure of what you want, you're unhappy in a way because you're not living in your truth. You're not doing what it is that brings you genuine joy. And one of the things that I absolutely hate with dating is how one of the first things that guys ask, you're beautiful and you're independent and you're a boss and this and that. Why are you single? Why do I have to be with someone just because of what I am? And because of all that I am, why can't you look at it as though I am waiting for simply someone to match me and everything that I come with? You know what I mean? A lot of times people think that just because they say they want you or they think that they want you, that's grounds for them to have you. First and foremost, I am a person, I am not a physical property. You know what I mean? So you simply saying you want me, I don't even go by what people say anymore. It's straight up actions. You say you quote unquote want me, then you need to be courting me. You need to be consistent. You need to be showing me by actions that I am what you want, because people do what they want. People make time for what they want. And honestly, I'm just going to hand you the rope and you can hang yourself for all of that. I simply don't match negative energy, but I will match good energy. So if you're reaching out to me every day, I'm going to reciprocate that if I'm feeling you. I'm going to let you know if I'm digging you. I'm going to let you know what I expect, what I will not tolerate, what I will. Literally, I will tell you how to love me if you're willing to listen. But a lot of times communication is not about really listening. A lot of the times it's a person's comprehension. So that's a whole nother show. We ain't even going to get into all that. But people plot on each other because of the opportunities they see in one another instead of truly getting to know one another. So, for instance, somebody can meet somebody a month ago and by now, they're literally living together. It's you don't even know this person. You know what I mean? I'm terrified of that. It's 2022. People getting killed left and right. People be having all kinds of mental conditions and, not taking light of that because I personally know people that do have mental issues and stuff like that. And it's very, very real. But again, this goes back to caring for yourself and being able to acknowledge or take accountability that, okay, I have a problem, something's wrong, something's different, I want to fix it. How can I do that? And a lot of the times you're not paying attention to what you need to do with you if you're looking around and trying to bring somebody in to fill that void that cannot be filled by anybody but you. You know what I mean? So you have this empty cup, and instead of filling it with self-love, self-care, self-success, whatever it is that you want to do for self, and then bringing this full cup to someone, you just walk around with this empty cup and you're consistently pouring this empty cup into other people's cups when nobody's pouring anything into you, So you still go home lonely, even though you looked out for all your friends and your family or whatever the case may be. You still don't feel whole with a person that might love you with all of their heart simply because you don't love you with all of your heart. You know what I mean? So it's like when I meet people and they tell me things like that, it's like, look, I wear my lingerie. I wear my smell goods. I look good for me. It don't have anything to do with who's watching or who I might catch or whatever the case may be. I look good for myself. I'm going to look good when I walk out this door. I'm going to wear what makes me feel great. You know what I mean? And if that draws attention to me, so be it. But even if I had on sweatpants and a t-shirt, sweetheart, I am illuminating. So I'm going to shine wherever I go, regardless of what I have on. But I like to look nice myself. So whether there's somebody laying in the bed with me or not, I got on my lingerie. I got on my little cute two pieces. I like to wear my little Savage Fenty, my Love Vera. You know what I mean? All of that. I do that for me. I'm matching because of me. My house is clean because of me. I cook because of me and my child. You know what I mean? It's not because of a guy. So if I do invite somebody to my house, yes, my house is in order because I make sure that it's in order. I'm not doing it because a guy's coming over. I'm not doing it to hopefully, make him think that I do this and I do that. Anything that he thinks that I do, 9 times out of 10, I do actually do it because he sees it. It's not nothing that I have to say. So a lot of times we sit here and we put up this facade and try to make people think that we are something that we're not. And then 6-7 months later, he's complaining to his boys why I don't cook or why I don't clean. That woman didn't cook or clean when you met her, right? So why all of a sudden now she should be cooking and cleaning? You know what I mean? A woman's going to do for you what she's already doing. You know what I mean? What she was brought up to do, what she feels is the right thing to do. And a lot of people, don't get me wrong, they didn't grow up around that. They didn't see that. But it's a lot of things that I didn't see as a child. It's a lot of things that I did see. And the things that I did not like, I made sure to exude that from how I parented my child. Things that I did not see, but I might have seen in other households or whatever the case may be, I incorporated that into my household because that's how I wanted to live my life. A lot of people don't understand, even though you might have went through trials and tribulations as a child, as an adult, we have the full right and capability to change our life around and live our life how we want to live it. You don't have to be around somebody to make you happy. Now, if that person makes you happy, so be it. But if you're not happy alone by yourself without this person being there, how much joy are you going to bring this person if you're not at 100%? I truly don't get that. So maybe I could provide some insight, on these questions, shadesofTone@gmail.com. But I just truly want to know why people think that if we're shacking up, we're paying bills together, we're doing all these things, we probably have kids, that, we don't have that title, so that means that we're not together. You're doing everything that defines a relationship. So whether you actually acknowledge it or not, does that mean it's not a relationship? Yeah, you shacking up or whatever, you don't have the quote-unquote title, but if you want to be 100, if we're boyfriend and girlfriend and we're not married, we don't have no legal authority to each other either. So us saying that we're not in a relationship would be the same thing as saying that we were, right? I don't know. I just be thinking about it because people be saying all kinds of stuff. And I have been in situationships before. I actually talked I talked with Anthony from the 90-10 rule about situationships and flings and all of that stuff. But it's true, you know what I mean? But it's so many people out here that's willing to give everything in return for nothing that these people that they're giving it to, first and foremost, become complacent because you've given them so much without them having to return anything that they become comfortable with whatever it is that you give. And then because of the convenience that they give you, so you're not alone, you're okay with that. And to me, all that equals is 2 cornballs. I'm sorry. It's straight up cornballery, because it's like one of the realest things that I ever heard. Sheik Luch said this from the Locks. You're going to be older way longer than you're going to be younger. And time flies, once your 20s hit, them shits come and they go. It's like a damn escalator. You know what I mean? They go up, they go down, you 30-something. And a lot of the times we wasted so many time with people that we thought was good for us. And I mean, don't get me wrong. When you're a teen, they might have been good for you. You know, we all have chapters of our lives. And I like to look at every 10 years as a chapter. You know what I mean? So 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so forth and so on. So of course, the man that I was completely smitten and in love with when I was 18 might not be the man for me now because he's grown, but he hasn't grown nowhere near as much as I have, So eventually we would have been on different pages and then at one point a whole different book. So I do believe that, your exes are examples of what you want and do not want out of life, but in turn, you should know what it is that you want or expect out of your loved one. It shouldn't be a discussion of complaining or nagging or whatever. You should want to get to know a person. I recently was dating a guy and he literally walked up off the street and told me, God sent him to me and he was going to marry me. I was going to have his kids. He has 2 jobs. He could take care of me, all of this stuff. So physically, yes, he might have had all of these things, but it was so intense and he was trying so hard just to impress me. Eventually I slipped right through his fingers, because I don't want all of that. I don't want somebody that's nonstop in my face telling me it's this, is that, it's this and that. And then when I'm trying to communicate to them, because we don't know each other, we're getting to know each other. I'm trying to communicate to you simply, who I am and how I tick is, oh boy, he was literally taking old situations that he was in with the toxic women or toxic situations he might have been in. He was taking bits and pieces of that and putting that on me. And I'm like, baby, I don't got nothing to do with that. I fought men before. It's no reason for me to ever put my hands on you. I will simply leave your ass if it's that aggravating. I take pride in dating men. They got their own everything. So if you get on my damn nerves, boo, I'll see you tomorrow. We don't got to sit here mad at each other. Like, my main thing and my main point and goal in life is, if I go the rest of my life alone, just dating and, relationships, but it never really go nowhere, that's fine. I'm meeting dope people. I've learned how to hike, fish, all kinds of things that I normally wouldn't have even known I liked by dating different types of men. So I'm excited in that, right? Because I feel like no matter if we are incapable, a good match or not, that I at least learned something from you. And it's like, he didn't understand that we all have free will. So it don't even matter if the universe sent you to me or whispered in your ear, go talk to that lady over there about a white car. None of that matters. If you are not who you're supposed to be to accept that blessing, that gift, or whatever is coming to you, you're not going to get it. It will pass you up, So people need to stop thinking that just because they think they're entitled to something, that means that they deserve it. You feeling like you're entitled to something and you actually deserving it is 2 different things. Now, if you feel entitled to something, you should do everything in your power and your will to make sure that you are available, open to whatever that thing is. But you can't just straight up say, I want to find another job and don't do anything else about it. How the hell are you going to find a job if you're not physically looking? Your mind just saying, I'm going to find a job is scanning Google for you in your brain. You know what I mean? Without your phone or your computer or whatever the case may be. No, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was just little things that I found that, triggered me with what he was saying. And I'm a firm believer of somebody triggering you is none of their business. They don't know that they're triggering you, and people shouldn't have to sugarcoat or watch what they say because of that. But if what you say doesn't trigger me, if what you say triggers me, that's none of your business. But me removing myself from that situation so it doesn't happen again isn't any of your business either. Okay, so that's just simply how I look at it. But it's really scary to, be out here and dating, and it's like, I don't tell guys I have my own place, I have a car. I don't even tell them what type of job I'm at. I tell them I work. The entrepreneurship don't really come out. Like, the main thing that I've learned in my growth, on my journey and on my path, is that I have 2 ears and 1 mouth to listen twice as much as I talk. And I love to talk. Communicating and speaking has been one of my main things since I was a little girl. I'll say it over and over again. My grandmother always said since I was a little girl that I have the gift for gab. I'm just a personable person. One of my favorite tattoos is be the person that you needed. And I just want to motivate people. I want people to know that there's somebody out there that cares for you and that can send love, light, and healing your way. Because there's so many people out there that's just literally feel alone in this world, and they don't know, that is genuine people out there that don't want anything from them, but to know that they made an impact on their life, that they helped them in some way positively, and it's like when there's so many people out here that's like, all right, well, what can I get from her? What can I get from him? Oh, he got money, so I'm going to see if he could cash at me or this or that. Like, it's ridiculous. It truly is. Like, I've told men all the time, I'll go Dutch with you. I'll meet you at the damn restaurant. We could go Dutch. We could go our separate ways after that too. You know what I mean? But it's to show that I got my own. I could come and sit and eat by myself, whether you here or not. And at the end of the day, we're showing mutual interest. So it's like, just so you know, I ain't out here, trying to take your money or whatever the case may be. I got my own money. Yes, as a woman, I like gifts and stuff like that. But I ain't here for that. A lot of guys could appreciate that. But a lot of guys also think that they're ready or want to meet a woman or women like me, and sometimes because they acknowledge that they want to meet that type of women, they meet that type of women, but it doesn't mean that they're where they're supposed to be able to accept or court said women. I openly date. I literally can go on a couple dates a month, different guys. I'm quick to pull up on somebody, meet them somewhere. We go to the park. I love waterfronts. There's a ton of them out here in New Jersey. It's the summertime, so I'm out here. Even when in the fall, it's pretty nice out. And I'm just out. I'm a social butterfly, and it's like, what's up? If you say you want to meet up, we can meet up. If you want to get to know each other, chat a little bit, we can do that. And it's just to get to know a person. So as they tell me about themselves, it's like, all right, well, I guess I could indulge this information or indulge that information. But it's people out here that literally will try to trap you. And that's what I felt with that guy that I was telling you guys about, that, it was so intense. Like, I felt like I was energetically pregnant when I met him, but it was something in me like, you know what? A lot of people say I have resting bitch face, and I don't seem approachable for the most part. That's what I've learned over the years. Usually it's like, damn, ma, it can't be that bad, or I feel bad for whoever made you mad. And meanwhile, it's my birthday and I don't win the lottery. Like, I'm good. I'm minding my business. I'm in my zone. Like, leave me the hell alone. But for him to feel so bold to walk up to me, it's like, all right, you know what? I'll reach out to him. And, we would chill one day, it'll be fine. But like after the second day of us chilling or, getting back up and going out, it was like, I knew I shouldn't have did this. I knew I should have just kept my ass home, just kept it at one day. It was just, too much. And, sadly, he still didn't understand when I was saying, you have growing to do. You're so used to a certain type of woman that you can't even realize when you have somebody that's a polar opposite in front of you. And neither here nor there, I am not the type to beat a dead horse. Typically, I'm going to say how I feel a time or two. If you care for me, you'll take heed. If you don't understand, I feel like I make everybody feel comfortable enough to come to me and be honest with me. But if not, I'm just going to remove myself. Again, it took forever for me to have my peace of mind, for me to genuinely just love myself through and freaking through, for me to know that whatever it is that I want out of life, as long as I work hard for it, that I get it. For me to know that, none of the things that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into are in vain. There is not one goal that I have set that I have not accomplished. If it is not accomplished, then that means it's a current goal. Back in 2018, 18, I had a vision board. It was probably my first one. And I had everything on there from being a better friend, mother, sister, daughter, losing weight, going to Jamaica, traveling more, loving myself more. Everything that was on this huge vision board that I created, I accomplished all of that within a few years. There is only one thing that I haven't done yet, and that was Jamaica because of the COVID thing and all of that stuff. I felt like a bum not having a passport for my son, but getting a passport for myself. So now that his daddy is more available and all of that stuff, we took care of that and we out. I'm going to be in Jamaica within a year. You know what I mean? It's simple. Like when I learned to stop paying attention to everybody else and their bullshit and focusing on me and what I wanted to do, I'm out here. My friends know, like, damn, Tone, where you at? I might be in Nashville. I might be in Memphis. I might be in Cali, Virginia, Jacksonville, Puerto Rico, Vegas. I don't know where I'm at. These flights is looking real cheap, and I'm real used to traveling by myself. Now, we could go together. You can meet me, but regardless of whether you go or not, baby, I am out here, you know? And with traveling and doing all these different things and putting yourself out there, you meet different type of people. So I said all of that to say, don't let loneliness lower your value, what you feel about yourself, what you know you deserve, and don't allow it to lower your standards. You know what I mean? If you need your significant other to be able to provide something for you, and I'm not talking about materialistically, because if you're both on the same page, you could be unstoppable and get to wherever you want to go as far as finances is concerned and what you want to accomplish in life. But if, for instance, intimacy is bigger to you than sex, and your partner knows that, then it shouldn't be, oh, well, I did this for them. It's called compromise. You know, a lot of people say, oh, well, you encouraged me to do this or you encouraged me to do that. That's fine if I encourage you, but please don't do it because of me, because you're not doing it for yourself. I have no problem with encouraging or pushing a person or motivating a person to do whatever it is that they want to do. But they should not be doing it because they think it's what you want for them. You know what I mean? Because now at the end of the day, y'all break up, y'all get into argument, whatever the case may be. I did this for you. I did that for you. No, baby. You did that for you. You know? And that's something that nobody can take from me. Everything that I've built as far as Tone motivates and just Tonya, and the person that the confidence that I exude, how I walk, how I carry myself, that all came from me, baby. I built myself from the ground. And can nobody take that from me? I don't have no uneven foundation that's built on God saying I look good or my ass is fat or this or that. Nah, that foundation is solid, level, playing field, because I shellacked or whatever the hell you do to build foundations myself, brick by brick. Construction workers don't hold me to that, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can take how I feel from me because I ignited that. That was not a fire that somebody else put in me, right? So I just want to know what you guys think about being complacent, having these convenient ass relationships, and the cornballery and foolishness going on in 2022 with being single and all these people in relationships simply because they going half on bills and they sharing a car. To respond to a question, make a suggestion for an episode, or give feedback, reach out to us at shadesoftonepodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us at Twitter, Shades of Tone, Instagram, ShadesOfTone_podcast, Tone Motivates on TikTok, and of course, ToneMotivates.com. As always, always love.